Hey guys, so I'm going to ramble a little bit about how the models work in the game, how to edit them, and everything else in Pro Wrestling X Uprising using the editor that Leftos and I made. So we've already exported the models and we know how to import the models. So let's head over to the Documents folder and really check out how these models work. Now, what I did by just double-clicking one of these models in the first tutorial, this is just the DirectX viewer that comes with the DirectX SDK. You can't edit it here. And I'll be honest, I had a lot of difficulties trying to find a tool that would happily edit these DirectX files without really being unhappy. I mean, I guess that's the easy way to put it. I did find one, though, that edits it and does a fine job. It is called fragMOTION. So go ahead and open that up. fragMOTION is a pay-for program. However, the developer is nice enough, I guess, that if you type the Lord's Prayer into, there's a little splash screen that pops up. If you type it out, the entire prayer, it unlocks the entire editor for free for 7 days. And then you have to type it again. And then you have to type it again every 7 days. So annoying, different, whatever. There's no money being changed hands. So let's go ahead and open up one of these models. Let's edit the walls. And as you can see here, we have the walls of the Hammerlock Arena ready to be edited. Now, one thing to note is that this is actually mirrored from how it actually shows up in game. I haven't figured out a good way to take care of that yet, but let's just take a good, for example, if I load up the stairs, the stairs should be over here, but actually you can just see right here the balcony's on this side of the arena, so everything's flipped. That's a little of annoyance, but it's just something to keep in mind as you're creating this thing if you want something on one side of the arena and not on the other side. Editing in this thing is actually pretty simple. So let's say we want to get rid of these supports because we're going to get rid of the balcony. So over here at select, we're just going to select some vertices. And you can click and drag and select them that way. You can click on individual ones if you want to. But I prefer the click and drag, and you can press hold Control and select more. And select more, and select more, and select more. If, let's say, I don't want to select these two, we want to keep those, do that too. And we'll keep this one too. So, now that I've got them selected, how do I move them? Go to over here again, transform, go to the move, and you can lock different planes, the Y, Z, and X planes. You can even have the tool only move it 1 or 50 units or whatever you want it to move, and then hit this invoke button and it will automatically move them. So let's say you want to move all of these forward over the ring or something like that. That would be a very easy way to consistently do the same movement to each. But let's say I don't want to, I just want to move them out of here. I want them up above the thing so I don't have to see them, that you don't see them in the game anymore. So I can lock the X plane, I can lock the Z plane, and we're only going to edit this Y plane. So that's it. We're in the move command, click and drag. And as you can see, no matter where I move the mouse, it's only going to keep it up. So I can move this above the roof and you won't see it again. Pretty simple way to do that. Let's say if I just want to move it differently, but I wanted to keep it in the same elevation it is now, just lock that Y, and there you go. It's a very simple tool, and to export, we just go export, click here, and select the DirectX files. We want to make sure we keep the same names. Hit save. Yes, we're going to replace it. And this is what I was talking about in the first overview tutorial. You can choose either text, binary, or compressed. It doesn't matter. The compressed is the lowest frames or file size, and binary, then text is the biggest. You can just press OK and you're all set. It doesn't matter which one you pick. It exports. It is now here updated with a new timestamp on it, and it loads up, it's happy, and it will load up and be happy in the game as well. A couple things to know is that things with skeleton data, like the ropes, can have some issues if you do it in a way the tool doesn't like. This also means that the player model can have issues because this has a skeleton as well. So just things to keep in mind when editing. You know, it's going to take experimentation as with everything. It's just going to take some experimenting to get used to. And you can select individual groups, which is always awesome. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else really with the models I need to cover. Nothing is really coming to mind. I can always update and upload a new tutorial if need be for the models. But that's basically how I edit those models. One thing I did want to share with you guys is that with SketchUp, I actually did import all of those .x files into SketchUp to create this. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. There we go. So this is all of the models in the game exported into SketchUp. This is more for planning in my opinion, and as you can see right here, the punching bag, the bench, the fans, they all and the light, they all show up over here. They don't show up where they're actually supposed to belong. That's because the game moves them to where they need to be. You'll also notice that there's only one ring rope, and I think that's the only other oddity really. But it's just something to keep in mind that if you edit these, you know, you got to keep in mind that they're not going to show up where you expect them in relation to the mat and everything else. But I felt that this is a very good thing to have just so you can plan out where things are before you edit them in fragMOTION or any other tool that you find that you can edit models in. If you do find another tool that can happily deal with those models, please, 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 please share it with the community. Let me know, because I couldn't get Blender working happily with it. And that fragMOTION, you know, it's a good program and it's doing the job well, and it's free if you type in that prayer. But you know, it's not perfect. And I will say that I did have issues creating a new model from scratch and trying to import it. I'm a novice with this stuff, so hopefully that can be figured out as well. So I hope you learned something. I hope this helped, and I will see you guys in the next PWX tutorial.